Hey Mac, how you doing? Doing good. How about yourself? Good to hear. Why couldn't today, me doing this, have been warmer like the last couple days? I could deal with this, but why? It was so nice the last couple days. Like I could go out to the track and be there just wearing my sweatshirt. Now I gotta have a jacket on, boots, gloves. Hey Derpy. Gonna get our nice usual crowd in here. Hey Trevor, how you doing, bud? I wish it was warmer like the last couple days. I really do. The last couple times I've gone out to catch trains, I can get away with a sweatshirt. With this stupid wind, I can't get away with a sweatshirt. Gotta wear a jacket because gotta have a windbreaker on. Wear gloves. Why the title? Yeah, you do, Trevor. I understand when it gets cold, it kind of, gets cooler out. It makes it harder to have the enthusiasm to go do it. Why the title? Because Minnesota got some thing going through the House and the Senate right now, talking about putting an end to it and finding an alternative because since the pandemic, their ridership has dropped substantially, and with the amount of people riding it and them running it, they're not, the state themselves is having to pay more to operate this than what people are actually paying, which means people are getting taxed more, and it basically, essentially, it's a waste of money. And they're voting on saying, hey, we're wasting all this money on this. Maybe it's time we put an end to it. And I think they're talking about maybe just doing like bus service or something instead of rail service. And I've heard a few people now say that, and I can't say if it's true or not, but that Monday might be its last day or something. And if that's the case, that's why I'm out now, because I won't be able to get them on Monday. Might as well try to get them today, if that's the case. And hopefully you'll be able to hear me over this wind, because this wind is ridiculous. Wind is stupidly ridiculous. Took shelter here by the platform. The wind's not too bad here. Hey, Christian, I hope you heard what I had said. If you didn't, go back like 1 or 2 minutes, and that might explain it. Basically, the days of Northstar sound like they might be numbered, because the government here in Minnesota, they put some bill or something, they put something to the House and the Senate that they're voting on, whether or not they should continue to fund this, or should they just put an end to it and go to bus service and not rail, going from Minneapolis to Big Lake. And I've heard some people say if they would have originally made this go to St. Cloud, maybe it might have done a little better, but I don't know. I don't know if that would have made a huge difference or not. I don't know. That's a good question, Derpy. I was wondering the same thing. Like, are they going to turn these into like if they decide let's not do rail and let's go to bus, maybe they might still keep these as like bus stations. But hopefully they keep the platforms close enough to the tracks, because these are nice spots to come stand on and watch trains. Well, Seaboard, I guess depending on who you are, it may or may not stink. Honestly, if it's not, if it's not getting enough, something was just going on Staples. If it's not getting enough revenue to support it, and it's only surviving because of the taxpayers and stuff, I say by all means get rid of it, because you have all these people that are paying for it who probably don't even use it. So they're paying for something they don't use. And if you can get rid of it, do it. Now, what they might, not saying they'll do this, but maybe they should keep at least one train on hand for when there's sporting events. So if there's a Twins game or a Vikings game or a concert or something, maybe have one train that's just dedicated to those days. Maybe that might not be such a bad idea. I had my volume on 0, that's why I didn't hear anything, so that's why I don't know. So what's going on over at the place? Alright, so did you hear that, Christian? All that stuff I was just talking about? Okay, alright, so you did hear. Okay, good. I will literally cry if they do shut down Northstar, but I hope they don't. I don't know, Trevor. We'll find out. We'll see what the state votes on, I guess. Exactly. The platforms are great for standing on to watch trains. Elk River Station has to be my favorite spot to go watch trains on the Staples Sub. Yeah, I think I kind of agree with you, because they move slower through here. Anoka's not too bad. The only problem with Anoka is you got that big parking ramp there, and when the sun goes behind it, lighting is just absolute trash. And then I don't know much about Ramsey, because where do you park to go to the Ramsey station? It's not like easy access. And yeah, I think Elk River is probably the best. Elk River and Big Lake. Big Lake's not too bad either, because you got that elevator thing behind, so that makes for a cool... I think Northstar just called. Somebody said something. You got that elevator in the background, so that's kind of nice. Makes for some cool pictures. Hi, Jack. How you doing? When I was younger... Hey, Jordan. How you doing, man? When I was younger, I rode on the very first ever Northstar run they did out here. Because when they first did it, the very first run to Minneapolis... you had to show up, and it was like a first come, first served. So if you could show up and you were able to get onto the train, you could ride the very first run for free. And we were lucky enough to be one of those. So yeah, that was kind of memorable. Was it Channel 5, I think? I saw they did a news story about the Northstar and what's going on with it. And was it this past fall, they celebrated their 15th anniversary, I think, if I remember correctly. And in Channel 5's story, they go, they just celebrated their 15th anniversary, and they may not live to celebrate their 16th, something along those lines, Channel 5 said. There's a rail cam coming to Grandy.